this is a director's commentary, part two. Um, so he ended talking about Frankenfurt and his character and why he is the center of both the gender scale, the gender representation, and the sexual representation of both societal norms and non-traditional societal norms. Brad and Janet would be at one end of these gender and sexual normativity scale. I call them a strong heterosexual couple because not only are they man and woman, but they are very modest. They have strong Christian values. Janet wears a pink, light flirty dress, and Brad is, normal, always in a suit and tie. He definitely is the protector. He tries to take care of Janet as much as possible. He is not very open about his emotions, even when he decided to propose to Janet. He couldn't come out and say that he was in love with her. He just said, I love the way you do this or you do that, but I can't really say, Janet, I'm in love with you, and I want you to marry me. Essentially, he just kind of pulled out the ring and said, yeah, I want to take your hand. And she just knew what was going on and, you know, happily and giggly accepted. And then Janet is very attuned to Brad with her emotions. She's very open about her emotions. She loves him very dearly. Um, she paints a picture as if there is no other man that she could ever love. She acts as if she has never been attracted to any other man. Even when Frank asks her, what do you think of my perfect man with his strong, muscular build? She says, oh, I don't like men with so many muscles, and kind of gives Brad the wink because, of course, she could never be attracted to any man but him. So they are very strong female and masculine and female representation of what society would traditionally say is a man and woman, and then again, and also in a heterosexual couple. And at the other spectrum, I would say magenta and riffraff would be the non-traditional, strong opposite norms of heterosexual couple. Um, they are a female and male couple. Actually, in the show, two women play magenta and riffraff, and they are brother and sister and are in a relationship together. They don't openly have sex with one another, but they do have what the audience calls elbow sex, and you see that in the interview with Riff Raff and Magenta, and they are aliens. They are from a foreign planet. They don't really like being here on Earth, and they really just, uh, are, when you think about incest and what that means, there's this disgust that kind of comes with that, and this idea that, oh my God, a brother and sister could actually be in love with one another and want to be sexually and intimate with one another. But their characters are very just likable. They're kind of the level-headed people in this world with Frank, and the ones that are saying, okay, yeah, these people are here. We're not really sure if they should be here, reviewing our society. We know we're kind of crazy and quirky, and we're just trying to. We know that we're aliens. We don't want to be exposed, but they are kind of the ones that you look to for the calmness in the film, and you would think that you would look to Brad and Janet, them being the strong, masculine, and feminine couple, but really they're just as wrapped up and tied up in all the craziness as any of the other characters. Um, and Frankenfurt really is the center of all of this. He is the transsexual, he's the bisexual, he's the masculine, he's the feminine, he's the heterosexual, he's the bisexual, he's the homosexual. He is the center, and I think he enjoys that, and that may be why he has decided to take on all of these different genres, if you will, of sexualness and gender, just because he knows that he wants to have a connection with everyone and he wants to be the center of attention, which I think is why he is overly sexual with everyone in the film. I mean, not only does he has sex with his sex slave Rocky. The fact that he has two visitors, Brad and Janet, that are from this outside world, he decides he doesn't like the fact that the both of them are virgins and decides to introduce them to sex by having sex with both Brad and Janet. Not at the same time, but he does trick both of them into having sex with him, and kind of shows you that as he introduces this to them, he also kind of gives them some confidence about themselves. Um, Brad is still a bit confused about what it means to be a man, but by the end of the film, all of the characters have taken on a gender role that is outside of themselves. At the end of the show, where they have the floor show, which is where everyone kind of dresses in drags and wears bustiers, and the men wear stockings and heels, and the women wear bras and their undergarments out in the open, and everyone feels very confident, and they all of a sudden feel very sexy. And Frank kind of gives that to them with his, even though it's unusual that it feels like he's kind of just taking sex from everyone in a harsh manner, but really he's giving them the opportunity to make themselves feel sexy. And even at the end of the film, Janet says, you know, Frankenfurt has opened my eyes to sex, and I feel so confident and I feel sexy now. And Brad, even though he's dressed in women's clothing, he, you know, kind of rubs himself down and just feels very sexy and confident in himself. And I think that's what everyone takes away from it is I can feel sexy no matter what I have on. Women feel sexy because this is the one time when they don't have to be completely modest. They can go and wear whatever they like, whatever they feel comfortable with, um, besides nudity to the show. But you will see women walking around in bras and panties. And when I first went to a show and saw this, I thought, wow, why do these people feel so comfortable? I could never walk outside like that. But um, the show does that for you, and it creates an environment for you to feel comfortable, for you to feel sexy, for you to really just enjoy your body and enjoy your sex life, regardless if that's, like I said before, with a man, with a woman, whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, transsexual, you're incestual, whatever you enjoy and whatever gives you pleasure, the film really wants you, the Rocky Horror culture really wants you to enjoy yourself. Um, you'll see in this particular poster it says a different set of jaws, and that talking about the lips more so because the film has some lips that sing throughout the first part of the film, and it's really different, a different musical and a different style of production, so hence different set of jaws. But the other tagline or the promo that is said on a lot of posters